All right, so this is homework one. Um, I'm Jake, this is Sean, and that's Brandon. We're going to go through our slides.
All right, so for question 1A, we were asked how might data analytics be used in the following situations, and it was asked us determining where to locate the Black Bear Diner. I got where high population density in middle income households leads to more potential customers. Also, tracking high foot or vehicle traffic leads to more exposure in walk-ins, as well as it helping looking up low competition from other diners, leading to deserved areas. And by analyzing this demographic data, traffic patterns, and competitor locations, the restaurant can predict which areas are more profitable rather than choosing a location by guessing. And then the next situation, data analytics can also help developers choose a game genre with high demand and low competition, increasing the chance of downloads, engagement, and profitability instead of relying on guesses. And then the next question asks us, data analytics can help match fans' demands with the right venue size and locations, ensuring the concert sells out, avoids overcrowding or empty seats, and maximizes revenue. And then the last part, 1D, asked for the situation that data analytics quantities how severe the shortage and identifies when, where, and why gaps occur, allowing the hospital to implement targeted, cost-effective staffing solutions instead of guessing.
So for question 2A, we said that Tesla would use predictive analytics for this question because it forecasts future Tesla sales in China based on patterns and trends. For question 2B, Tesla would use predictive analytics for this because this question is asking how will profit be affected. This involves forecasting the future impact of rising manufacturing costs on profits. Question 2C, Tesla would use descriptive analytics for this because it requires summarizing actual historical tax payments rather than explaining why, forecasting, or recommending decisions. For question 2D, Tesla is using descriptive analytics for this because this question is asking about what has already happened in the past, specifically the actual return on Tesla stock over the past 5 years. For question 2E, Tesla would use prescriptive analytics for this question because it is asking how should we adjust, which focus on what actions Tesla should take. Tesla must choose the best R&D actions, model analyst forecasts, and recommend how to allocate resources to maximize future battery performance and returns. For question 2F, Tesla would use diagnostic analytics because this question is asking why were materials more expensive than anticipated, which means it's focusing on finding the cause of a past outcome. They would diagnostic analytics to investigate cost overruns by analyzing variances and identifying root causes such as supplier price increase, shortages, or logistic issues.
All right, now moving on, the next question was what is ETL and how does it relate to obtaining data? So ETL, the E stands for extract. So basically it's like data is collected from multiple different places, and some of these places are like databases and files. And the T stands for transform. So the data is collected and it's like cleaned and formatted, and then it's ready for analysis after this. And then the L stands for load. So after the data is processed, it's stored in like a data warehouse or a database, or any different kind of system where it can be analyzed. And it relates to obtaining data because before any predictive or descriptive analytics can be used, the data has to be extracted and then cleaned and put into a form where it can actually be used. And it has to be stored in a database. So that's how it relates to obtaining data. Next question was talking about validating data for completeness and integrity. So obviously, I mean, having integrity and completeness with your data is extremely important because, I mean, if the data is faulty, then it's not going to be worth anything. Keys and relationships are put into place to make sure of data integrity. And an example with this is like, it helps like prevent duplicates, so there's not the same thing in there a couple times, and all of this helps to guarantee that the data is accurate and it's all connected together. Next question is internal data used to predict Walmart's sale of pecans during Thanksgiving time each year. So I would use the historical sales data because it kind of gives you information on the store, location, specific days, specific orders, and this would kind of help us understand the trends. And then I would also use inventory and supply data just because it shows like the stock levels of everything, and we could help make sure that the best selling items were in stock. And then the last one here is kind of understanding the way the data is structured in a relational database, and this is super important because it guarantees the integrity and a reliable analysis with the data. The primary key that identifies the row in a table, and it can't be duplicated, so it prevents duplicates. And then the foreign key kind of links one table to different tables using a primary key. And these keys just kind of allow tables to be joined correctly, and then it also just improves the overall performance. That is all we got.
The